All right, since our course is May 6th, it's going to be about 10 hours on a Saturday. It is a long day, but I'll tell you what, it flies by. And after taking the course, of course, you will, if you take the course, you'll have access to it as many times as you want to study it. And we actually have a guy who's been profitable green 5 weeks in a row now, I believe, and it studies the course every weekend. So I love that kind of tenacity. So I thought I'd put together this quick video on what makes our course different because we are running out of time. By the way, we have added a lifetime membership to our chat room for to go along with the trading course if you buy it between now and May 6th. I want to have a few words here about what makes our course different. All right, you can see them right in front of you. You'll never again buy a stock because some guru yells over the mic, in XYZ, in XYZ, in XYZ. I mean, that is not the reason to buy a stock. You'll never again buy a stock at the open because that is a total coin flip, as you'll learn in our course, you'll learn in our chat room. If somebody's calling it at the open and they run a big trading room, they're calling it at the open hoping they have enough members to push it up for them. If you're a professional trader, you know that anything can happen at the open. There's no setup there. There's no setup. There's no edge. There's no one side is taking over and gaining momentum on the other side. There's none of that. It's a coin flip. So somebody telling you to buy at the open, calling in XYZ at the open, they're just hoping there's enough of you to buy it for them to sell it to. You'll learn in our course to sit in cash unless and until you get an A+ setup. That is something you'd be surprised how few traders can do. Very few traders can sit in cash and wait for a setup. They always want to be in something. I'd rather be in cash than be read in something. You'll never again average down, and you'll never again be read in a stock for more than 2 minutes ever. Why? Because that is the trading method that our course teaches. Sit in cash unless and until one of our stocks that are in play hits one of those inflection points where one side is taking over and beating the other down, and you get in so you can be green right away. If you're not, guess what? The thesis was wrong. You're going to learn that in our course. You never hold and hope, right? Because you will not be stuck in a stock. We don't allow it, right? Our methodology doesn't allow it. A screenshot, just to give an example from our chat room, CYC 777 with a 749 stop idea, along with a bell that rang. And then Wayne chimed in, CYCC is adding over 8. These are all recent examples. And then you can already see the thank yous. That's all about an inflection point. It must have ripped right after that. It's been a few days since this one, but it's just an example of how we call them in the chat room. Look at the entry here. Look, the arrow is at the entry. You say again, we don't teach theory. We teach you how to enter stocks right before stuff like this. And I had a nice profit on BCLI that day. There's another good example. Look at the entry. Look at right after the entry. Boom. That's what you'll learn in our course. How to trade. Wait for those proper points. CLRB had another nice gain in that one. Look at that entry. No holding and hoping. No averaging down. DRWI. Look at the results. This is what we teach. You'll be able to do this without the chat room, but with the chat room, you get to share ideas and get the benefit of other sets of eyes that have also taken the course looking for the setup. So it's absolute the best teamwork you'll ever see out of any chat room out there, I promise you. ETRM, again, right after the entry call. Look at that. GBR, another example. This is what we teach. Another one there. GLBS had a nice trade in that one. GNVC, $2,600 in a matter of minutes. Wayne called NADL there the other day, like 209. It went through 3. PRAN, we got long right at 3, went to over 450. But notice the timing. There's no whoops, what have I done, right? Some profit screenshots, and these are all fairly recent trades, just to show you that I actually trade what we call in the room. And then some testimonials. And these are all recent too. Very, very proud of these. And I'll tell you what, we start every day, probably around 300 traders in the room. I spend $0 on advertising. There's some, again, finger quote gurus out there. Every time you log into StockTwits, every time you log into Twitter, you see their face and how they turn $300 into $5 million in a week or something. And none of that can be done without the help of the people that are wanting to get rich by signing up for those services. You actually have to learn to trade, learn setups, learn a reason for every entry. Every entry we teach, every entry I take, I can explain to you 3 or 4 different reasons why I'm taking it at that moment. It's never guessing. It's always based on the chart. See people seeing them. We get this all the time. Members in our room emailing or texting us, private messaging us in the chat room. They're starting to see the trades before they even hear them called over the mic. So you'll learn, it's a whole, teach a man to fish thing. You'll learn to trade. You'll learn to see them. You'll learn what stocks to look for and how to trade them. Melissa's super friendly and very, he has a great personality in the room and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Passionate. All right, let me keep going here. Oh, that might have been all the slides I have. I just wanted to throw this together. I know the graphics aren't great. I literally just put a bunch of pictures in an album and started in a folder and started clicking through them because the deadline to sign up for the course is winding down, and I thought I'd get the word out there that we are adding a free lifetime membership to our chat room to the if you buy the course between now and May 6th. Very, very powerful combination.